All right, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Real Talk. May the Most High bless you. I pray all is well and that you have had a good weekend. My title now says, if you are insecure, why would you want to date a musician? Oh, yeah, we got another hot topic here, and I want to give a shout out to my sister, Latasha. Very, very powerful email, as always. Good question. And let me just say this. It's some women that can handle being with musicians, and then there's some women that think they can handle being with musicians until they get in there and things get rough. He's always gone, or she always gone. I'm gonna say he and she because you have male musicians and female musicians. I know insecure men and I know insecure women. It look like now like I know more insecure men than insecure women, but let me leave it alone. But I want to really talk to the ladies in this video, because a lot of women, we can say this out of love, a lot of women go after the thug. And then there's a lot of women that go after the church man, the church boy. I want me somebody in church. And then you got the women that love the celebrities, the rappers, or whoever, whatever it is that you like. But then you got these women that really want a musician. I want a musician. I want that man that can sing. We got men that I want a woman that can sing. I want a woman that can play the piano. I want a woman that can play the bass or the drums. I love that. That's what I'm looking for. But the thing about it is, what if that's not who God has for you? What if the woman that he have laid out for you don't play no instrument at all? See, we have to be careful with these wants and you know what I'm saying? Because the Most High know what we need. And you know, you can get wants and needs. But to me, it's always a difference between a want and a need, because a lot of us get with who we want to be with when we should be getting with who we need to be with. So, ladies, let me say this to you. And like I say, Sister Latasha, good question, because I am a musician. And I'm also a studio musician. When you are a producer, when you are a studio musician, church musician, we can say minister of music, that's a load. And it's not easy. And it requires you being gone a lot. But I always say this too, there have to be balance. There have to be balance. I know people that have gotten divorced behind the musician. You know what I'm saying? And at first, like I said, a lot of women say they can handle it, but then they can't handle it when they get going. And I'm just speaking from a man point of view, just to be real here. I'm speaking from a man point of view. And I know how it goes, and I know how disrespectful a lot of women are. I'm not saying all. Ladies, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Fellas, we keeping it real in this video. We can honestly say there are some disrespectful women out here. They don't care if you married or not. They will hit on you. If you can sing, if you can play, it's always some woman who want to take their clothes off and throw them at you. And I'm talking about women in the church and women that don't go to church. I'm talking about the world, and I'm talking about the church, because I have seen more disrespect in the church now look like that I see in the world. And I'm being real, y'all. But if you are insecure as a woman, why would you want to be with a musician if you are insecure? That's why I want to title this that, sister. That's my question to you. I'm not saying you insecure. I'm talking about the email that you wrote about your friend. My question to your friend is, if she is insecure, why would she even want to be with a musician? And you're talking about a church musician. Because some women in the choir stand like him. There's women always coming up in his face out the church. Let me tell you something, ladies. That's going to happen. But us as men, we have to put y'all in y'all place in a good way. And be like, hey, I appreciate it if you don't come up in my face like that. You know I'm married. You know it's a respect thing. I have had to do this, I don't know how many times. And my boy Marvell, if you're looking at this video, you know what I'm talking about. You done seen it with your own eyes, how even outside of church, women will come up to you in the hoish way. What are you doing when you leave church? Why don't y'all come over to our house? You know what I'm saying? We got the drink. We got this. You know what goes down after that. Sex. Like I say, whether you married or not. And I'm talking about women who are married that will hit on you, and men who are married that will hit on some woman that they know that's a musician they don't have no business hitting on. And I'm saying this out of love because there are so many musicians out here that have gave musicians a bad name, because it's so many people think that just because you are a musician, you just like everybody else. And I stand here boldly for all the musicians out here that's not hoeing around, that's not getting high, that's going home at night, that's going to church and doing your job. My shout out to you, because all musicians are not the same. I have to make that very clear, because I'm a musician. If you're going to call all musicians low down and dirty, then you're talking about me also. And everybody else that's real and doing it right. So that's just like me saying all preachers are bad, all churches are bad. No, I'm not going to say. That's crazy to say stuff like that, because there are good people in churches. There are good pastors still preaching. If everybody was bad, then what kind of world would this really be? So this whole thing about you want to be insecure and you want to be with a musician, that's not going to happen. I have not met nobody that can make that work like that yet. It's going to be hard for that man to stay with a woman that's always calling him every 15 minutes, driving by to see if he's where he's supposed to be. And see, ladies, let me tell you something. When you messing with a keyboard player, when that man going to Guitar Center, y'all, some of y'all men laughing, y'all know I'm telling the truth. When that man goes to Guitar Center, he probably ain't going to come home for probably about 5 or 6 hours. Because three hours going to go by just like that. And if that man is in Guitar Center and he meet another musician and they start learning chords, ain't no telling what time he going to go home. And it takes a understanding, a special woman that's understanding who can really be with a musician. The thing is, if you let a woman know off top, hey, this is me, this is what I do, I'm on the road, I'm gone a lot. If he tells you that off top, then what is it you're not understanding? You think that he's going to change that when he get with you, when that's his means of income or her means of income? You see what I'm saying? So that insecure thing is going to run that musician off. Going to run her or him off, because I'm saying him and her because it's lady musicians also. Big shout out to all of y'all. But having balance is the key. But I wouldn't dare get on here and tell you it's very easy being with a musician, because a musician stays busy. But an insecure woman, once again, they got to check in every 15 minutes. You don't believe him when he tell you where I'm talking about real men now, that's not messing up. If he tell you he gonna be gone, and you already know that's what he been doing, but you keep on bothering him, that's gonna make him real mad, or her real mad, because it's gonna be about a trust issue. Then, well, he don't trust me, or she don't really trust me because she keep calling me, or he keep calling me. I keep saying we got insecure men too. It's a whole lot of us out here that's insecure men. I'm glad I'm not in that category. See, I learned something. When you be real up front with people, they should catch that. But I also can say you can be real with some folk and they still not going to catch it. Because I can't tolerate an insecure woman. I'm sorry. Not me. I couldn't deal with that. I done been through that. I'll let you always gone, or you really at church, or you really in the studio. How do I know you ain't messing around with? No, peace, be gone. I don't need you in my life. Because I am in the studio. I am doing what I said I was doing. And if you don't believe me, if we can't have no trust with each other, what's the use to me being with you? I can't understand to save my life why people keep staying with each other. No, they can't trust each other, but they benefiting off each other if they stay together. You driving around to see if he's still. You got people on the inside looking on the outside, or people on the outside looking on the inside, trying to make sure if they really in there. You don't trust me because the last man you was with. See, I had to leave all of that stuff alone. It's some women holding in stuff from years of with somebody else and trying to bring it into the new relationship. It's some men that done got dogged out and they bringing in that dogged out mess they had from the last relationship into the one they in now. It ain't gonna work. I know too many musicians that's living in ministry. Now let me say this right. I know too many musicians that's living in misery and playing around with ministry. Let me say that one more time because somebody know what I'm talking about. I know too many musicians living in misery and playing around with ministry. Y'all, if you can't trust the one you with, if you don't love the one you with, if God is not in it, as many men say, why are you still in it? Because all you got now is stress. You getting depressed. You ain't never happy. That stuff will take you away from ministry. You know how many people have been killed because of being insecure? Let me say this, because there's some men out here, once again, they ain't getting no sleep at night. They in bad shape. But let me tell you something, fellas, and I'm gonna hit you with a couple of scriptures that you probably have already heard before, and I'm just paraphrasing this, because if you ever have a chance, I want you to pick up your Bible and look at Proverbs 21 and 19. This is one of the scriptures I'm gonna have in my wedding vows. It says, and in the simplest way I'm gonna break this down, it's better to be out in the desert than at home with a nagging, complaining wife. Let me say it again. It's better to be out in the desert than to be at home with a nagging, complaining wife. A person that's insecure is always nagging and complaining about something. And let me back up, because if you don't believe me with that, when you get your Bible, go to Proverbs 21, same chapter, but look at verse 9. That's your homework for tonight. Look at verse 9 and look at verse 19 in the same chapter. But verse 9 will teach you that it's better to stay outside on the roof of your house than to live inside with a nagging wife. Just nag about where you been at, why you ain't called me, what you been doing, why you smell like this, who was you with, blah, blah this, blah, blah that. Shut up. That's all you gonna have every day you go home. Why you shut up? Leave me alone. You go to your room, she go to her room. Ain't never no peace in the house. Why? Because you still with an insecure person who don't trust you. Insecure people, a lot of times, their self-esteem is low. They don't have no self-respect. Their self-confidence is gone. They don't have no self-nothing. Ain't nothing about self going on, y'all. And I'm not talking about all women are like this and all men, once again, are not like this, but there are some out here like this because of insecurity. Men, this is why we have to be very careful not to lead women on and getting them entertaining conversations, because I learned something in life. All you got to do is just talk a little bit. Just a little bit, and you'll find yourself in a situation that you shouldn't have been in because you just talked a little bit. You said something that she wanted to hear. She said something that you wanted to hear on the church ground. Let me tell you something. I done been put in situations where, I ain't going to say I've been put because I allowed it to go on. I have been in situations where I had to leave choir rehearsal right after because of something would have happened if I would have stayed. Because I ain't going to sit here and lie and say, oh, I'm that strong that if a woman came on to me in the church, oh, I got the Holy Ghost power to walk out. And I can't say I can walk out. When God give me that way from being tempted, I better get out that way when I can. And that's what I do, because I know me and I know what my weaknesses are. See, some of us don't like to tell the truth. And some folk so insecure that they are never happy. They don't have no joy in their life. None whatsoever, y'all. None whatsoever. I have, being an MD, I have left many musicians alone because they have an insecure woman. And they insecure woman runs everything. And they can't focus on their music. and they in rehearsal, they phone ringing every 2 seconds. Then they get up and walk out of the room and, man, my girl tripping, man, she don't think I'm over her. Man, can you get the phone and tell my girl I'm over her? Nah, man, don't hand me your phone. Matter of fact, let me get the dope for you. You can be dismissed. I can run the bass line with my hand. I hate dealing with musicians that have insecure women. I hate that. I don't fool with them no more. Because they ain't never right. How long will you put up with that kind of stuff? One dude will put his phone on the speaker. This is a long time ago. Listen at her, dog. Listen at her. Listen at her. You probably ain't even over there. I don't hear no music. You don't hear no music because we quit playing the music so he can hear you on the phone. Y'all probably got a house full of women over there. I'm finna come over there. I'm on my way over there. Man, get out of my house. That's what I do people like that. Get out of my house, man. You know what I am. Don't worry about me calling you no more. People say, JT, you be too hard on people, man. No. Because one thing I learned back that you can't get back in this life is time. And I don't like wasting people's time. I don't want people wasting my time. I'd rather you just go on about your business and you ain't got to worry about me calling you no more. But a godly woman, a virtuous woman, is nothing like what I'm talking about. She is not insecure. She wise and she watchful. But she's certain, she's confident, she loves, she trusts, and she believes what her husband is telling her. See, this is why a godly man need a godly woman. But you got godly so-called men trying to get a worldly woman. And then you got women and God trying to get a thuggish man and expecting a change to happen like that. But see, let me tell you something, because a dedicated musician is going to always be, he going to be very busy. She going to be very busy. And then once again, that requires staying gone a lot. That's why most women I know that's with a musician right now, they feel like a single parent. Because what, he ain't here. He on the road again. He rehearsing with such and such. He at that church conference. He ain't never heard. It's just me and the baby. But you knew his lifestyle before you got with him. It's tough. Then I know some women, they don't complain a bit because they have the understanding and they know. And then some of them are musicians, so they know that that man or that woman, they are handling business. I love when I see a couple that's, oh, this is my wife. She's the praise team leader. Or this is my wife. She sings. You know, she's in the studio doing the gospel album with. So she knows the time, the effort, the heart, the pain, the blood, sweat, and tears that you gotta put in that music. She knows. But an insecure woman don't know. But here go the part I always laugh at. It ain't no complaining when that money come in. Ain't no complaining. Sometimes they even say, when you going back out? Just like one woman I was with a while back, she told me, you can't be in the studio that long. I don't believe you. Can I come in there with you? You ain't coming. Now, you came home at 1 o'clock in the morning. You had to be out doing something else. Said, baby, let me cut you off. You can be dismissed. Because you showing me you don't believe me. You got me mixed up with the one you was with before me because I ain't got no baby mama drama. I ain't got no woman over here, no woman over there. I'm coming home and I'm coming home when I get through and I got bills to pay. You wasn't complaining when your stuff was getting paid. So shut up and let me do what I got to do. Is that wrong, y'all? So I be being funny a lot of time, but when I'm serious, you know it. A studio musician. Let me say this, all musicians are not studio musicians. But some of us are. And many, man, I know you know what I'm talking about. Just like when I used to record people in my house all the time. That take up all day. But I wouldn't dare allow a married woman, especially, to come in here and record if her husband is not with her. See, I'm respectful. I don't play that. My girl Chris will tell you. If Chris see this video, Chris will tell you, where your husband at? He coming with you? Because I know what can get out of hand. Because in music, man, feelings get thrown everywhere. Especially if somebody is vulnerable and ain't getting treated right at home, and emotions is just flaring up everywhere. And in that time, in that moment, you've been undone something without even thinking about it. But let me tell you what makes most women mad as I wrap this video up. Most women who date musicians is when your plans get changed because some come up. So you gotta expect plans to be canceled or changed from time to time. Because look at when a musician is gone and you mad because he or she is gone and they missed this, or they missed the birthday party, they missed the holiday, they wasn't home for this. So you planning and the musician ain't gonna be able to make it. My old friend, Lord rest her soul, she would always tell the women, you better not never date a musician, or you better not never marry one unless you know what you're doing, because it's not easy. Then that stuff really goes through the woman's mind when they hear that. And then here go the other killer. What if he get out there and get hooked on drugs, like most musicians? What if he get high? What if things really start going down? Let me say this as I close, because y'all asked me so many questions, and thank you for the questions. I come from a family of a whole lot of musicians. My uncles, whole lot of them. Just like me and my brothers, we all play something. My mama can sing. Papa JT, y'all heard him say a long time ago in one of his older videos how he got out there and he let the drugs get the best of him. Why am I saying this? Because I watched my daddy. I watched my uncles. I watched the dope, the drugs, everything. I watched Satan work at his best. Work through my family. But I'm saying it to say I look at my uncles, I watched my daddy, everybody that was a musician around me. I looked at them and I learned what not to do. That's why I'm happy to say that I'm still pressing on. And drugs ain't got me. Women ain't got me. The world ain't got me. But the Most High got me. And long as I'm following the Most High. If you see me playing over here, playing over there at this wedding reception, if you see me playing at church, if you see me singing at this wedding, wherever, say, JT, I'm proud of you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Because JT, you ain't out there doing what your family was doing. If my daddy was sitting there right now, he would tell you his struggle. Oh, they had a big chance to make it big. Contract in the millions. My daddy had a voice out of this world. But the abuse, the punishment on the body takes a lot. K-Ray, you know what I'm talking about. I know what God blessed me with. This vocal cord, ain't no way I'm going to punish it. Because my father gave it to me. I can't smoke. I can't fall out and get drunk. This is my temple. I done went somewhere else in the video. I got to treat this temple holy and acceptable. That's why I'm sweating like crazy now, because just got through working out. And I love to feel good and work out. I like to sweat when I get through. That's why I ain't got no air on right now. But the body should not be taken lightly. That's why we need to eat right, work out. Even if you just walk 15 minutes out of a day or whatever, just do something. Don't punish yourself. So, I don't need an insecure woman. And ladies, you shouldn't want no insecure man, no insecure husband. Fellas, no insecure wife. Because your life gonna go all the way downhill. And somebody got mad looking at this because they're insecure. But I'm here to tell you, you can come up out of that. I pray for you. With that being said, my brothers and sisters, Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Peace.